Okay, so I see myself waking up next to you, and then I wake up and proceed to send a text or two. I'm reckless and I'm jealous, I'm confused at why'd you mess with me. I'm but some plankton in this deep blue sea.
So that just happened. I recently purchased a lot of things to improve my YouTube studio and as well as to give you guys the best I can. So the last 7 days, as you guys know, that I've been starting on my project on something with related to artificial intelligence and building a machine learning algorithm and trying to productize that, and that's what I told you guys in the day 0 video. Alright, so if you guys are interested or if you guys are asking what exactly I'm trying to build, the answer is very simple. I'm trying to build a very simple RNN based gun. So RNN are recursive neural networks which can take a stream of data and process it and do a lot of things about it, which I've told about in the previous video itself. But in order to produce something from these learnings, that's what the GAN is for. GAN is nothing but a generative adversarial network which can take and learn something and try to replicate something out of that. So basically it's not the same product itself, but rather it's a similar product with light variations in it. So how exactly is it going to be useful? So what I'm trying to build is to take an RNN, which is nothing but a recursive neural network, pass some audio streams or pass some video streams inside it, and make sure to create a little bit of an encoding for all of this. And once I take all of this internal data, I'm going to pass it on to a GAN, which is a generative adversarial network, and try to recreate the whole thing back from scratch. And there are a lot of applications, a lot of research area around this, but I'm trying to build something that can be productized. So that's what I really started doing. I started with the GAN itself. I tried to build it and start working on it. And at the same time, I was also trying to build my RNN based encoder decoder. All of this took me roughly about 3 days, and by day 4 and day 5, I realized that my model was about to run, but I did not have enough data for this model to learn. So what I did was I scrapped a lot of amount of data, close to 4.5 hours of some kind of a data, could be audio or video, and I then passed this rich data set inside my model. And to my surprise, I learned that in order to run this 4.5 hours, or in order to learn from this 4.5 hours of data, this RNN GAN that I built needed close to 1,000 hours of learning. That's technically more than what I could give it. And then also realized that I did not have the necessary GPU capability in my system to run this.
So, alright, quite happy this thing's running right now. Lot of issues. One of the main issues was obviously, like it told, that it required a lot of data and a lot of memory in order for it to work. But I made some changes. I reduced the size of the input, reduced the size of the bias and weights and everything of that sort. To make it run, I'm running for 10 epochs or 10 iterations to see if it is able to find some kind of a pattern.
Alright, so all of these things to the side, I really wanted to come back here and talk to you guys about my 3 important learnings that I took from this last 7 days, and I'm also going to be building in the upcoming days as well. The first learning is that if you're going to build any AI or ML project, make sure to always have things pre-planned. There should be a feasibility analysis, there should be a data set, understanding analysis. There should also be a lot of amount of scrap work that you need to already have done and build all the code templates already, and then you start your project. Because you do realize that after you get started, that all of these things take a considerable amount of time, and you don't want all of these things to hinder you when you're going to start something right from the scratch. Number 2 is to always plan your hardware. Something that I also did not plan was that I just assumed my system could handle it. I have a NVIDIA GTX 1650, which should be good enough for a lot of ML projects, but this one, being the fact that it's an GAN, it's going to take a lot of amount of time and also a lot of resources for it to build. Alright, my third important thing was to always make sure to have a track of what you're trying to do, and this is something I've always done in the previous stage, but I was very excited to start and get started with this project, and I also was very excited to get back into YouTube, that I forgot that I had to have a good plan of where I wanted to do. And if you guys have seen my previous videos on Flutter series and things like that, I've done a really good understanding of what I need to do for the next 7 days, and then I will just stick to that, and that's something I've really cherished. But over the last 7 days, last 7 to 8 days, I just realize that I need to go back to that stage. So in upcoming episodes, you will definitely see me working on that only. So I've clearly laid out the plan for the next 3 to 4 days, and I'm going to be sticking to do that. Alright, so what's next? If you guys ask me what's next, like I told you, this hardware that I have in my system is not capable of running my model. So what I'm going to be doing is to spin a new Amazon instance and put all of this inside into the AWS EC2, probably, I don't know what server I'm going to be using. Put this inside in cloud server and try to build it around that space. And I chose Amazon because AWS, I've worked with it for a lot of time and I do know a lot of the ins and outs of it, so I can handle this much faster compared to either Google, or if you ask me, Heroku, or things where I can get a cloud-based GPU. I initially thought this entire project was going to just take me 2 weeks to build, but now I'm thinking about the magnitude of the things that is possible with this project. So what I'm going to be doing is to get started with this and try to see where it goes. If I can really make a good product out of it, and if it can really be marketable with the jackpot, right? So let me try to do that, and I also try to show you guys as much as possible of this entire experience, this entire journey. Even though I do not upload videos on a regular basis, I'm trying my best to shoot these videos and make sure to give you guys a good content, in the sense that you guys understand and learn something out of every single episode from this series. So I'm trying my best here. Hope you guys also like this series. Let me know about that in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, it's Bharat. Peace out. Have a super awesome day.